I threw it in the air, and I said, who are we kidding? I'm here because Paramount took a gamble on a woman. And I'm here to tell you that if I can do this every day, you girls can get out of the office and get into the field. And do you know what? They did.
Yeah.
Those girls did. So my influence, however minor, on science, to me, has been great. My influence on women, however measured it may be, is exalting to me. I never dreamed that I would have this kind of influence at all on the female community, on the scientific community, and on television. Because if I die tomorrow, and this can happen, I always tell that to my son, I may die tomorrow. They still don't return my phone call. If I die tomorrow, I know what the Oga will read. Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway, dies at 38. So you have to have a legacy. What a brilliant legacy to have. What remarkable friendships I made. Bob Picardo was one of my closest friends. Robbie McNeil. The sense of intimacy. The sense of being in a foxhole with those guys for 7 years. There's trust. There's loyalty. There's passion. We shared everything together. The quality of work was very high. The demands were great. But I think that I met them. And when I didn't meet them, it's not because I didn't try. It's probably because I didn't like the script or something. Which very, very seldom happened. You know, Brad is here this weekend. Have you seen him? He was the genius behind the whole thing. I loved the character. And what happens when it's really good is the person, Mulgrew, falls in love with Janeway. And once they stopped fooling around with my hair, I had 8 hairdos in the first season. Did you see? And one more absurd than the next. The ready room was what? A beauty salon. And then they got frantic about my bosom because they poked out. I said, I'm a woman. You are? Then they bought me boots that were 5 inches tall. I said, 5 inches high, but my feet are going to hurt. Well, you look like a cartoon character, they said, next to the boys, who were 6'2", right? Get into my office. So I said, I marched into Rick Berman's office at the end of the first season, and I said, I'm begging you. Do you want me to get down on my knees? Do you want me to get down on my knees? I am begging you to leave me alone. Do you really think these fans, who are notorious throughout the world for their intelligence, are going to be so stupid to follow me because you doll me up? Leave me alone and let them follow me. Are you leaving?
Yes, we have a photo shot, unfortunately.
You're going. She's standing up to announce that she has to go. This one gets a special kiss because she always brings me Chanel. See you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Next time, Las Vegas.
Next time in Germany.
No,
all right.
Vegas.
In Vegas. That's spoken like a good German. So they did, and the fans followed. And the rest, as they say, is history. Then a relationship began between me and the audience that has lasted until now. It's made me very happy. It's humbled me, because what I just said, I mean. And this is where I slip into a slight bit of emotionalism. But I'm not pandering to you one bit when I say this. I'll bet a lot of you are geeks. And a lot of you... I'll bet a lot of you are nerds. I'll bet a lot of you are gay geeks. And wildly liberal. And you're my kind of people. You think out of the box. You have always thought out of the box. And that is why you put other people at a slight disadvantage. They're not as smart as you are. Their imagination doesn't go where your imagination goes, but you've taught me to follow you. And for that, I am deeply grateful. Thank you.
She's putting you to shame.
Teresa, what are you doing, darling? Where are you going? See this girl with the hat on her head? No, don't sit down. It's a beautiful girl with a funny-looking hat on her head. Do you see her? Hold up your hands. This is an example of what I'm talking about. 2 years ago, she said to me, or maybe it was a year ago, I forgot. She said, "We want you to come to Prague, but we can't give you any money. But we would love to see you in the Czech Republic, but we don't have any money, but just a little bit. But we will show you Prague." And boy, oh boy, did you show me Prague. I had 7 days and nights of the most extraordinary adventure, or one of the most extraordinary adventures I've ever had. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about Star Trek. You're a different quality of people. You're absolutely splendid, even if you are wearing a dog on your head. I love you for that trip, Teresa. Let's give her a hand. She's great. Just fell on the floor. This is going to go too fast, so I'd like to take some questions. Can I do that? Do you have some questions for me?
Yeah.
You can ask me anything you want.
Sure, right.
As long as it's personal. Yes.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
Big Voyager fan.
Thank you.
I'd just like to ask whether or not you would have liked to have seen the Janeway love develop further in the Fairhaven episodes, or do you think they cut her off a bit too soon?
Janeway love. Everybody wanted Janeway to have a big ba-bum-ba-bum-ba with you. And here's what I ask you. If I'm having a big bumba-bumba with Dakota, who's running the ship? Another Dakota in my ready room. Nothing gets done. Anyway, I had my romance. Have you forgotten that I had my romance with Lieutenant Paris? We made love on the turbo lift and I gave birth to 30 lizards. It wouldn't have worked, darling, and here's why. I was of childbearing years when I played that role, right? So a lot of the demographic watching you guys could have been my sons. It wasn't going to fly. Right? Who wants to watch their mother doing that icky stuff? I needed to leave first. And then it just got sort of in my blood. It got good. It was lonely on many levels. I think we showed the loneliness of Janeway's command, but it was the better choice in the end. I mean, Captain Kirk, God bless him, I don't know how he got any business done myself. And I think Picard had a couple of whoopsies, didn't he? Yeah, well, they're men. They're hombrecitos in outer space. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a mujer. Doesn't go. Does that answer your question? I had my holograms. I had 2 guys. Did you see them?
Yep.
I think Janeway must have had a drinking problem. Because you see the 2 guys I picked? I was forever in the hollow. Calibrating, calculating the ideal man. Oh, this is going to be divine. I'm going to kiss him. It's going to be great. He was 5'2". With freckles. I love you so. I said I made a terrible mistake. But I had Leonardo da Vinci, didn't I? Yeah. That was my idea. Of course, there wasn't any romance there, was there? No. More's the pity. Anyway, if they do the movie, we're octogenarian love story. Because we'll all be so bloody old by then. Who else has a question? Yes. But you can't just go in that corner. You have to go. Yes.
Hi, Kate. First, can I say I have a 5-year-old niece who I've recently taken responsibility for, and we're looking forward to watching Voyager when she gets older, because I think as an actor and as a character, you've really shown how there is no ceiling for women in the career or in what they choose to pursue. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And 5 is not too young.
We'll get it started right away.
Get it started. Prop her up. Buckle her seatbelt.
When you were filming Voyager, the network had this crazy policy that because of syndication, episodes would be shown out of order. You had to make them so they were standalone stories, and yet you're a follower of the method. You imbue your characters with depth. Did you find that you were having to do certain things to subvert that? So, in other words, try and maintain some continuity and develop Janeway, even though the episodes could be cut and swapped up and shown in different orders?
Yes, I mean, putting aside the fact that it takes time to get to the character, it took me a good season to find her. It took me a good season for, as I said, the actress to marry the character. But notwithstanding that, yes, of course. Then she's endowed. It's organic. She is. You know? That's the beauty of it. It's true love then. You can't go wrong. I miss her. I do. But I have more fun. So what are you going to do? Yeah. Who else has a question? Do you have a question? Yes.
I think everyone probably agree in this room that you were preceded by very, very, very strong male captains. My question for you is, as the first woman, how did you balance that sort of power and that command and that control and that respect with your femininity? Because there's not a single episode where we forget that you are a woman.
Spoken like a true woman. I am the oldest in a family of 8 children. I have a lot of brothers. I think I have like 20 nephews and nieces. Do you know what I mean? A lot of men. A lot of men. A lot of Irishmen all over the place. So I learned by the age of 4 how to push them around. And it stuck with me. I think that the thing of command is a given. My mother imbued me with a sense of confidence. My father rubbed against that by telling me I wasn't going to make it, it wasn't in the cards, blah, blah, blah. So between the two of them, it was a great, what's the word I'm looking for? What happens when you do that? What is that friction? No, there's a scientific word for it. When the sulfur strikes the thing and makes the fire, what's that called? Don't let me down, I just said it. You're the smartest people. What's it called?
Reaction.
Combustion.
Oh, the catalyst. Well, not really. There's another word. But anyway, between the two parents, I was forged in a good fire, and just the right fire, to walk into Hollywood, which I did at the age of 22. And you know, I think I'm the only actress I know. Now I can say that I regret it. Now I can say that I miss it, and that I'm sad it didn't happen. Well, do you know I was never even offered the casting couch? Never even offered it. That just never did that with me. I've never done nudity. I've never done anything I'm ashamed of. And that's because it's been immediately, quickly understood between me and men that if you want to start that nonsense with me, pal, you're going to pay the price. So they know.